Hello everyone, this is Blankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So last time I started fixing everything on the front bang here, and so far I think everything is going pretty well. Just going to continue cleaning things up and aligning everything here. I decided that I didn't like how things were aligning with the lower head turn here, so I figured that I'd go and fix some of that real quick. But yeah, at this point, it's all cleaning. I think I've got everything into place, so now it's just all the finishing touches and making everything look as nice as I can get it. So I guess off to doing that. And then as always, the corner there is making me notice things that I didn't notice before. Because I noticed that when I was moving the head down here, I just felt like everything was just kind of going whoosh out into outer space here. Well, maybe not quite in outer space. It wasn't moving that much, but regardless, I thought that the effect was a little bit strong, so I'm kind of pulling it back just a bit here. And then I'll line that up with the lower right and go from there. This morning, my husband and I found out that an Outer Wilds randomizer exists. I was talking about that game a little bit yesterday because I had been listening to the soundtrack again, and I love that game so much. It's so good. But yes, we found out that a randomizer exists, and we were very surprised because we were just like, how is that going to work? There's no items in this game. But they did something with it. I'm not sure if made it work is the phrasing I'd use, but they did something that could potentially turn it into an amusing stream game. I probably would not be super interested in doing that on stream myself. The game has a tendency to make me a bit motion sick if I'm the one driving. That's the term we use for whoever's controlling it. So I had to let him be the one actually controlling everything. But it was pretty funny to see. I mean, it's a really good game, so I'm glad to see that it's still getting some community support. As for me, I think I'll just stick with other people doing blind playthroughs. Or watching other people doing blind playthroughs. That's a very, very good time. Except when their chat is rude and starts spoiling them and giving them hints. Incredibly rude. For a game like that. Let's see, I still feel like this light part is sliding downward a little bit, so I'm still just gonna keep pushing it back up a little. Not entirely happy with how that looks still. And then I'm still just going through and trying to make sure to keep the triangles looking very nice. Makes my life a little bit easier. I'm not sure what's going on with these triangles. I might need to... Yeah, let's try to get these ones looking a little bit nicer too. That might solve some problems for me. Always nice when my problems can be solved by making triangles pretty. Alright, I do think it is doing a little bit better. But I'm still just going to take my time and really get everything the way that I want it to be. And right now I feel like this little highlight that I've been working on is a little bit too compressed. So I'm going to fan it out just a bit here. That's really what a lot of this is. Just try something, look to see how it looks, and then try something else. Rinse, repeat until everything is the way you want it to be. So this time I felt like the dark line underneath that highlight there was a little bit too high, so I'm stretching it out again and putting that dark shadow a little bit lower. And then from here I'm just going to try to get the shape of that curve the way that I want it to be. More subtle things, but as always, I really, really like to take my time on these front areas and get them just right. When it's front and center, right between the eyes, it's like, yeah, that's important. People are gonna see it. And I do believe that getting it right will increase the quality of the model quite a bit. Alright, that's doing a lot better. Now just to kind of touch up the last couple of things I'm seeing here. It's amazing how many little things are here, just how many little different colors that I have to pay attention to. Feels weird since the colors in a lot of my pictures are fairly simple. Alright, I think that's looking much better than it was before. Let me go ahead and check over here and make sure all of that is the way I want it to be as well. Yeah, I think so. Now I'm checking this big highlight here because I didn't like how it changed from this side to this side. It's kind of shrinking in a way that I don't like. And just the big highlight there. Oh yeah, I do like the way it looks here, so that does tell me that perhaps I should follow this a little bit more closely. Okay. But the good news is that it looks like that part that I was just working on right up here now syncs up better with the lower right. So that's looking much better than it was. So I gotta fix like up here and some other stuff there, but that's fine. I'll worry about that in a little bit here. Let's go ahead and raise up this little highlight. Didn't get very much sleep last night. Again. It's okay, the insomnia typically comes in streaks, and there were some outstanding circumstances that led me to going to bed a little bit late. So it's to be expected, so let's see what I can do here today. Despite the bit of sleepiness still within me. That said, for the time being, I feel like my eyes are on point. So maybe I should work on some hard stuff over here, but nah, it's fine. I'm just gonna work on the front bang for a little bit here. Gonna get all these super important parts done, and then I can flail, if necessary. Alright, try to get the spacing here a little better. Hello there, Luminance, and yes, Happy New Year, and Happy New Year, everyone. I totally forgot that today was a special day. I do that a lot. I am very bad at keeping up with holidays. Oh yes, Happy New Year. Do you have any plans for the coming year, Luminance? I do not personally take much stock in New Year's resolutions. I tend to be the type where just like, if I decide I want to do something, I don't wait. I just go ahead and do it. But as for some things that I'd like to do... Let's see. I recently found out that server hosting for games might be significantly cheaper than I thought it might. Getting all tangled up in my words, but that server hosting for games is cheaper than I thought it might be. So I might try to make some kind of game. See if I can figure out the server backend for a lot of that stuff. Don't know what kind of game it's going to be yet, but it is in the back of my head. Yeah. It'll be a good time. I'd also like to continue working on my art and perhaps the comic idea that's been in my head for a little while. Yeah, I'll be sure to share it if it ever gets made. So yeah, I'll probably keep nurturing my comic idea a little bit and try to work on the speed of my drawing. That's why I've been doing weekly speed paints, so this way, hopefully I can figure out how to draw faster. Because you gotta draw pretty fast to be able to draw a comic. And... yeah, I guess those are the big things. Do things like, get my daughter ready for school and... oh, the usual mom stuff. Maybe write some tutorials, but that I'm less sure on. Tutorial writing is surprisingly scary. So yeah, did you have anything that you wanted to do for the coming year? Alright, well, good luck with that. Sounds like school is going pretty well for you, so keep up the good work. Nice. Do you know what you're going to study yet? I mean, it's a big step. It is pretty intimidating. I don't blame you in the slightest. Alright. I think I got the front bang all figured out there. Now let's see what my brain could not figure out about over here yesterday. Because I remember there were shenanigans. Okay, I see the shenanigans. I guess I don't blame my brain for not wanting to touch down here, but... yeah, we are! Such things take a while. It's okay, though. I think I learned many things that will make the next one go a little bit smoother. That's why I said a couple of times I was thinking about making a tutorial for how to use this program a little bit. But then I looked and I'm just like, oh man. Can I even talk about best practices here? I barely know them myself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I haven't been paying that much attention to the numbers. I just kind of absent-mindedly put the numbers on. After stream, and I don't always remember what they are. A lot of that stuff is done on autopilot. I just remember why I started numbering it all, because during my first two painting projects that I was doing, I didn't actually number them. I went back and numbered them all later, because this one was approaching like episode 50 or something, and I was like, man, that's a lot. And I am gonna have many, many more episodes of this, I know it. So maybe I should start numbering them so that this way people can more easily find, you know, the right order to watch them in. Especially since the thumbnails aren't quite as clear about progress as painting videos are. But yeah, right now I'm just hoping that the next one that I do won't, you know, take me like a year to finish, like this one is. This is also kind of related to some of my interest with drawing comics. I mean, even beyond wanting to draw fast for drawing comics' sake. I also want to be able to draw fast so I can draw more things. Because some of the things that take me a while, I feel like shouldn't. And if I'm a bit faster, then I can draw more things, and that'd be pretty sweet. Alright. So it turns out the part that I was getting tripped up on yesterday and my sleep-deprivedness wasn't so bad after all. Tends to be how it goes, but it's really hard to focus when you're just very sleepy. I had a good nap after stream yesterday. It was pretty nice. I actually woke up on my own instead of to my kids waking up, so... tells me that I got enough sleep for the time being. And that is also pretty nice. So I started reading the new Path to Nowhere event this morning. And I gotta say, the quality of some of these side stories here I feel like has been going down a bit the past couple of ones. Like, the previous one being clearly inspired by The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly aside. I felt like a lot of the CGs were not actually finished. Like, there were a lot of rough spots, and one of them straight up looked like a sketch. I realized that they were going for something stylistically, but it just looked unfinished. And here I'm noticing several rough spots in the translation, when the translation has been, like, absolutely impeccable before. So I'm finding myself a little bit concerned. Hard to say too much on the story itself. Just because we haven't been able to see very much of it yet. The more opens today. I do always hate event stories being time-gated, but I guess I've come to accept it. About the other way I can put it. But yeah, I was so surprised when in the first couple of episodes I noticed some very rough grammar that felt very directly translated from Chinese. It's the best way I can describe it. The grammar used followed a more Chinese sentence structure. And it sounded a bit weird when I read it. And then there were a couple of instances where some of the NPCs were voiced, but some weren't. And so it was kind of jarring, having both of those right next to each other in the same scene. I think if they were gonna go that route, they should have just not voiced any of the NPCs, but... I don't know. It's been a bit strange. I wonder if the anniversary event ate their budget or something. Because the anniversary event was pretty good. So it looks like from here to here. It looks like it's going down a little bit. Okay, well that's something I can fix. I'm just trying to decide which area I need to fix it on. It looks like it is the lower right. So I will get that. Just gonna move everything on up just a little bit here. Still have a little bit of cleaning I want to do there, but I want to see if it lines up first. What's going on here? I'll definitely need to fix that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. That's very strange. Did I really leave it like that? I mean, this is very distorted. It's true, I did make some changes over in this area, so I wonder if that's just a little area that I didn't quite finish cleaning up yet. Possible. Finish up what I'm doing right through here. And then I will go back over here and clean some of this up. I don't know, still looks a little bit wavy. Definitely gonna have to fix that. No, I think I know what happened. It's because I don't have her ears on right now. So I suspect that spot was normally hidden behind her ears. Okay. We turn the ears back on then. If I don't have to worry about it, maybe I shouldn't. Because I'm probably just making things take a long time for no reason if I do that. It's like, man, I always felt a more ideal way to do this would have been to make more of this hair on the side more invisible and hide more of this behind her head. But I could never get that to look right. It's like, just for giggles. If I... Let's see here. This one. This one, this one. And... this one. So if I just took all of these, took my massive brush, and just literally shoved them all back here, it's like her skull is gonna look caved in. Incredible. But yeah, that's... If I made that look good, I think that might be more technically accurate, but I have not been able to make it look good. So I guess we'll just deal with some extra floof out in the side of her head here. I think it's fine. But I suppose in an ideal world I would tuck that behind some of the hair over here and make it look like it's disappearing on back behind the side of her head there. Alright, let's go back to lining things up at the bottom here. And hopefully that will solve all the things here. And then I can just neaten everything up. At least I'm hoping that it lines up with the right head turn a little bit better. Because otherwise I'm going to have to think about how to reconcile some of that. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's good. And the diagonal... Yep, I think that's totally fine. Alright, I think everything is lining up. I just want to adjust kind of, I guess, the distance between these two dark spots here, or these two light spots. However you want to interpret that. Something about them is kind of weird, and I'm not sure what, so I'm consulting the mesh. Gonna ask for its wisdom. Okay. Mesh has some ideas. Mesh says make the triangles look nice. Mesh can't believe that it has to point out something that obvious to me. Alright, so let's go through and make some of these triangles look nice. Okay, I think that's within the realm of acceptability for strand squirm. So I will just go through and get rid of any remaining distortion in this area. Just make it all look nice now. I think at this point I can safely say everything is in the right place. This is another case of how I meshed it makes it a little bit difficult to control. But this time I'm not actually sure how I could have done this area better. It might have just been better to separate some of these more detailed strands. So that this way I would have a little bit more control over how they move. My head still living in the future, trying to think about what I can do for future models. Even if I kind of want to take a break from model making after this one, you can bet that I'll be making another one after. Because I do think doing this is a lot of fun. Alright, now let's take a look at the tunnel area here. So I remember something was squirming in a way that I thought was a bit strange, but I couldn't quite put my finger on why. Okay, I think I understand. You can see why I had a hard time noticing it while I was sleepy yesterday. Because it's very subtle, just the angle on this needs to be flat. Whoa, no, not like that. There we go. Accidentally grabbed the little handle here. But yes, this needs to be flat. Okay, and now that it's a little bit flatter, I just need to get the general structure of that strand correct. There we go. Just gonna clean up the edge here. So I kind of put that off while I was getting everything into place. Which I do believe is still the correct decision. Trying to keep things clean while trying to get everything into the correct decision only makes things take longer. For no real benefit. So I think cleaning it all at the end just makes sense. It's how drawing works, more or less, too. Messy sketches are definitely useful. So I guess I'll just go ahead and go down the entire strand. Well, I'm just making everything nice and neat here. Go through, question some of my meshing decisions in this area. But that's pretty normal too. I really cannot emphasize just how much I have learned from making this model here. Okay, there we go. I'll worry about the other side later. Let's see, something about the shape here is changing, and it's doing it in a way I don't like. But it's okay. This time, unlike yesterday, I can totally see the problem. Just gotta squeeze some of these in a little bit here. Yeah, something like that, maybe? Let's take a look here. I really am happy with how it all looks, though. I think it's coming together really well. And I just look at this little highlight in the tunnel there, and the way it's moving over, and I think that looks great. I'm very happy with that. It's like I'm happy with the idea. I do think that I need to move it over just a little bit, but the idea, yes, Very yes. Little things like that really do just make everything look that much better. I just think it makes everything look so much more three-dimensional. Alright, let's align that underneath part kind of up with the right head turn a little bit better. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Questions for the ages, okay. I'm trying to figure out which one does it better. Because I'm trying to decide if I want to change it in the lower right or the right. And I have not yet made that decision. I think it might be the lower right that I want to change it in. Because I do think the right looks a little bit better. Which just means that some things might be off in the lower head turn. No, I think lower head turn is perfect. Lower head turn, I think, looks probably the best out of all of them. So lining things up with the lower head turn is going to be the most important thing. So let's make that tunnel super good. Just gonna get everything about it just totally perfect. Huh. This is actually wrong. I'll go ahead and fix that here, too. Let's go... Whoop. Okay. Because I do want to make it so this way I can smoothly just slide across here. Which right now I cannot do. Okay, so I see why I did it like that now. Okay, that's better. Now more of that little spot is just hiding. And I think it lines up pretty well. Okay, so back to the lower right. Okay, I say as I find something else that I want to fix over here. But it's fine. Okay, that should be good. Now let's get the shape of that looking a little bit better. Let's see. This part needed to come down a little bit. Just to get that nice lovely round shape there. Oh yeah, looking very nice. Okay, and then I think once I fix the location of that highlight in the underneath part, I think all will be well. It'll look pretty good. Okay. Actually, there is one more thing I want to fix on the outer part here. I want to have it kind of drape down a little bit more nicely. Okay, so now I think things are lined up with the lower head turn. So now I can start lining it up here. And fixing the spots that do not look as good. Anything that does not line up with the lower right is wrong. And that I think I can say with confidence, since the lower right is lined up so nicely with the lower turn. And at least in regards to this area, the lower turn, it looks the best. Let's see here. I'm seeing something kind of on the front bang there. So let me make sure that's lining up the way that I want it to. Yeah, I think that's fine. So what is it exactly that I'm seeing here? Okay, let me stare at this with full intensity for a moment and try to figure out what it is that I'm not entirely happy with. I don't know, I have no idea, it looks fine to me now. So whatever it is that was bothering me, I have lost. Well, okay, we'll see if I see it tomorrow morning. And if I can't see it now, it can't be that important, right? Okay. So now I'll just go back to tweaking those little spots that are kind of underneath her hair there. And then I think everything will be totally fine. And that'll be another little area all finished up here. It's okay, I feel like I got one of the harder parts done today. Because I always have a little bit of trouble with these little strands over here. And I guess I'll just keep working my way through. I actually really like the way the highlights grow a little bit when her head is tilting down. I think that looks good. Yeah. The way the highlights shift, I think, is really pretty. Okay. So let's keep going down the side bank here. I'll fix up this kind of underneath part once I know how the side bank is going to sit on it. But first, I definitely want to make sure that I do indeed know how the side bank is going to sit on it. Get everything in place and looking very nice. And then I'll worry about the spots under that are going to be underneath it. So first order of business here is actually to line some of this up with the right head turn. I was doing those corrections based on some stuff that didn't look quite right when I was from up here and gonna have her look a little further down. And indeed, they honestly still don't. Okay. So I'm gonna give her a couple of bald spots for a second here. While I figure out what's going on here. Alright, which one are you? I want to hide that strand as well. Where is it? It's that one. I cannot read today. There we go. Okay. Look, reading is hard. And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and hide. Where's my back? Here we are. This one, too. Want to make sure that there is nothing stopping me from seeing how this outer part of the bang should be shaking out. So I think what I just did was actually wrong, and I wanted all of this to be tucked in a little bit more. Okay. So, for the time being, I'm worrying about the outer edges. I'll worry about all the little highlights and stuff after. But first I want to make sure that the outer edges are all just kind of going into place there. Alright. So now to do the other side. There's still a lot of squirming in that area, but that's okay for now. I will go back and fix that up. Once I am confident that the overall shape of the hair is right. Or at least relatively right. currently there's a lot of little areas right through here where I think I made it a little bit too thin. The shape is a little bit different than I thought it was. Yeah, you can see, if you look closely through like this area, it kind of looks like it goes down. It's a little bit more curled. And that is what I'm trying to fix. So I wanted to kind of floof out this way, expand outward, instead of being a super curly spot. Because yeah, that's how it is over here too, if you look. Kind of comes out a little bit. Alright, so I think that's probably good for now. So now the next big thing I need to fix is this little strand right through here. Because it's like if you look, the angle of it changes. I need like the whole thing to just come out this way a little bit. There we go. Okay, then the bottom of it needs to curl upward just a little here. Little curl. Cute little curl. And then there's some thickness weirdness right through here. And from there, I will probably consult the mesh, but I actually think this is where I want to stop for today. So I will handle all that tomorrow, probably finish up this strand, and, you know, hopefully finish up the right side of her head there. So I think things are looking pretty good. Yeah, I think I can be pretty happy with that overall. Definitely have to, man, fix a lot of stuff going on up there, but that's okay. We'll be revisiting the upper head turns once I finish these lower ones. And then hopefully I can seamlessly go all the way across, just like I can down here right now. Alright. As always, I'm thinking 5 steps ahead, but it's fine. I can't stop myself from doing that. But thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to create something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.